Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, my loves. It's Dslr Choice and you're watching Choice TV. So in today's video, we're going to get on here and talk about the epidemic of AI. Now, I'm pretty sure most of y'all have heard about how AI has pretty much been taking over the world, from movies, television shows, from the actors, the writer's strike, and even fast food. Did y'all know that they really out here building AI drive-thru now?
Welcome to Wendy's. What would you like?
Can I have a chocolate frosty?
Which size for the chocolate frosty?
Medium.
Can I get you anything else today?
No, thank you.
Great. Please pull up to the next window.
Would you like to upgrade your drink to a slushie? I'm finalizing your order and getting your total. $6.34, thank you. Please pull up to the window.
Artificial intelligence taking over drive-through ordering systems. This is what you'll hear at the checkers and rallies on East Virginia Street here in Evansville. 44 News reached out to corporate officials who told us AI is currently being used in about 350 of their restaurants nationwide. They also say the technology is 96% accurate.
Gotta be joking, bro. They have to be, because millions of Americans all over the nation are currently unemployed. And it's not even just in America. It's also in many Western countries where a lot of people just graduated university, are struggling to find work, and they can't even work at a simple retail store or a Target or a Walmart or a Burger King or a McDonald's, because a lot of these places are making you fill out these tedious questionnaires like, what would you do if Jimmy or Bobby was crying in a corner? And it's sad because even tech companies are laying off so many people. A lot of these corporations will say that they're hiring, say they're looking for new people. They'll have job listings that are on for literally 3 months, and then they'll literally unemploy and literally leave a lot of their people laid off. Now, the reason I want to get on here and really go in about AI is, if y'all didn't know, DDG and Halle Bailey recently got a lot of backlash because there was a Snapchat video that went viral all over Twitter where a fan claims, when they screen recorded it, that DDG basically shocked and scared Halle Bailey to the point where she had a minor nip slip. Now, due to the fact of her having a minor nip slip and she is a Disney princess, a lot of people were very disgusted with DDG because people thought to themselves, why would he post that? That's disgusting. That's very deplorable. You can't post shit like that, especially with her image. Come to find out, DDG immediately debunked the video that went viral, and he said, this AI shit is getting crazy. The very boring and bland podcaster, Bobby Althoff, recently went viral this week because it was a viral nude photo of her.
I saw that I was trending and I was like, oh my god, that's a first. I'm trending on Twitter. You guys must really love my podcast. Wow. So I clicked it and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I didn't really I thought like it was a mistake or something, like that it was like bots or something. I didn't realize that it was actually people believing that that was me until my whole team called me and were like, is this real?
Then she posted the following on her Instagram story, letting everybody know, hate to disappoint you all, but the reason I'm trending is 100% not me and is definitely AI generated. That's some scurry shit that someone could literally say that they saw nudes of you and it's not even real. Now, this AI shit is getting scary because a lot of these people who are making these AI things can technically get away with it, which is sad because a lot of times when it comes to your face, fun fact, you can't copyright your face. If I were to go to your Instagram and find photos of you, your family, and even your children, I can technically do that and make videos like this and have y'all walking around saying stuff like this out of nowhere. I could literally make an AI video. All I need is 1 minute of your voice, photos of you from Google, photos of you from Instagram, and I can make you look like you're saying things that you're not actually doing. I can use photos of your children, and guess what? I'm well in my right to do that because you can't copyright your face.
Sure, but have experienced a negligence in the industry, whether it comes to this.
This is deepfake example of what is possible with powerful computer and editing, and it took around 72 hours to create this example from scratch using extremely powerful GPU. It could be improved with more computing time, right? But 90% of people cannot tell the difference.
You can copyright photos, but if I were to add my own little creative spin to a photo or my own creative spin to a video, technically it really wouldn't be your photo anymore. It would just be my little creative possession. On top of that, Robin Williams' daughter recently dragged the AI community because if y'all didn't know, the legendary Robin Williams, who we all know as Mrs. Doubtfire, who passed away back in 2014, Basically, someone made a whole fake AI of him and his daughter was furious. Then let's talk about the whole Gayle King situation. Gayle King was believed to be promoting a weight loss supplement because, as we all know, her best friend Oprah Winfrey is out here taking Ozempic so that way her ass can lose a whole bunch of weight.
Honestly, I didn't expect my weight loss to spark so many questions.
But she says it's a fake generated by artificial intelligence.
So I only found out about it because people reached out to me and said, where are these gummies? Where do you get them? And I said, it's great you're talking about it. I go, what are you talking about? So the fact that somebody can take that and put that out there is scary. Very scary.
Now, a lot of people want to be famous, but when you see stuff like this, it should make you not want to be famous because someone can technically use your likeness and go around spreading a horrible rumor and people will believe it. Imagine how many people still to this day believe that that was Halle Bailey in that AI video. Imagine how many people are going to take that information and go around spreading it and thinking that it's legit. A lot of entertainers were fighting against the usage of AI because a lot of entertainers during the writer's strike and the actor strike were upset because a lot of studios are going to eventually incorporate AI. So that means there's going to be no more background actors, and that means if they own your face and your likeness, they can use your image to literally make whatever they want. And the reason they're able to do this is because why would studios want to invest millions of dollars, save themselves millions of dollars, save themselves the headache, and just hire fake little AI people to do all the work on screen for them? Millions of employees are being laid off. Thousands of restaurants are shutting down. AI is virtually going to take over to a point where a lot of people are going to have to get into IT tech or going to be working from home. I mean, technically, AI is already taken over because, I mean, look at the fact that nowadays kids can literally use things like ChatGPT.
Well, it is one of the latest disruptors in the Silicon Valley, and it's shaking things up in classrooms across the country as well. The website ChatGPT is forcing educators to rethink the way they teach and the way they test students.
The latest tech tempting students is called ChatGPT, and it's capable of writing comprehensive essays, or just about anything else you want, in just seconds. It scrapes the internet for answers, and then uses artificial intelligence, or AI, to formulate high-level responses to a wide range of requests.
Write a 5-paragraph essay about the fall of the Ottoman Empire.
Come up with a poem about winter in San Francisco.
Summarize World War II from the perspective of a 5th grader.
Step-by-step instructions for fixing a leaky faucet. And a one-line speech to break up with your girlfriend of 25 years. I'm sorry, but I think it's time for us to go our separate ways and start a new chapter in our lives.
Sounds like a really good idea, but eventually this will be the downfall of society. This will be the reason why this generation of children will be dumb as fuck, and why your kids will be dumb as fuck, and this will also be the reason why a lot of people won't be able to think for themselves. I mean, we already live in a headline society where immediately when people see a headline, they won't even read the caption on Instagram, and they won't even go out their way to read the fucking article. People will be like, oh my god, crabs are gonna take over the world, if they see a headline that says that, and they're just gonna believe it, instead of actually doing further research and thinking for themselves. That's the point of being a human being, is having free will and thinking for yourself. And this is going to be the demise of society, and I'm just waiting for it all to unfold. So AI is getting to a point where they're going to be doing all the work and they're dumbing us down. And back then it's interesting because I remember a lot of teachers used to get irritated when a lot of us would want to use calculators on our tests. A lot of teachers used to think that it was unfair and ridiculous and that we shouldn't be dependent on calculators. But now seeing that AI has pretty much evolved and kind of enabled laziness, now we're at a point where we see where a lot of the older teachers were coming from when they said they didn't want people using open books, or they didn't want people using computers. You know, now you have standardized tests being used on computers, and now if somebody wants to cheat on a test and open up a whole different tab, they can well and easily do that. On top of that, the tech industry isn't safe either. Fun fact, a lot of people who work in the tech industry are getting laid off. Now, tech will always be a very valuable thing as AI starts to advance and elevate even more because technology is immersed in society. Now, fun fact, this may be difficult for a lot of people to hear, but the tech industry is gradually dying and the tech industry is also slightly growing. But let me elaborate. So if y'all didn't know, the tech industry was lit back then. Back in like the 2010 to the 2020 era, everybody wanted to be in tech. Everybody was promoting tech on TikTok. You had all these people who work in Netflix and Spotify, and people who work for Microsoft and PlayStation were just like, you gotta work in tech, learn the code. We have Popeyes every Friday. We have a personal chauffeur. We have a jacuzzi in the meeting room. Look at all this chicken and rice in the buffet room. Look at all these perks we get for working at Spotify.
Remember the era when tech influencers were bragging about all their office perks? Perks like free lunches, dry cleaning on site, company paid amusement park day, ice cream bars, and free Uber rides? The cost-cutting era have made those perks basically disappear. This perk session started in 2022, and basically the trend of cost-cutting has continued. For example, Meta trimmed its $1,000 health and wellness stipend, canceled their on-site free laundry, and cut their rideshare perks. They even started shrinking their free food budget. Google has also scaled back on their on-site cafes, and they even cut back on employee travel. And do you remember all those techfluencers who were trying to convince you that if you learned how to code, that was your golden ticket to easy money and an easy job?
Did you know learning how to code is...
Here, more than 250,000 jobs in the tech industry disappeared. From 2010 to 2022, we basically were living through a modern-day American gold rush.
Guess where a lot of these people are at now? A lot of them are unemployed and shit out of luck. So it's not just actors and entertainers that are at risk, it's also people who work in the tech field. And everybody thinks the tech field is so lucrative. First things first, no job is lucrative. Anybody can get laid off, cut off, or shut down at anything. As long as you are at any risk of being shut down by somebody else that runs some shit that you don't run, you could be out of here any minute. Now, fun fact, Mark Zuckerberg did an interview and he made it clear that he was laying off thousands of people. And the reason why he was laying off thousands of people is because he's trying to move in the direction of the year of the efficiency, which is something he keeps saying.
But for different reasons. But and layoffs are, I think, uniquely challenging and tough in that you have a lot of people leaving for reasons that aren't connected to their own performance, or the culture not being a fit at that point. It's really just it's a kind of strategy decision and sometimes financially required, but not fully in our case. I mean, especially on the changes that we made this year, a lot of it was more kind of culturally and strategically driven by this push where I wanted us to become a stronger technology company with a more of a focus on building more technical and more of a focus on building higher quality products faster. And I just view the external world as quite volatile right now. And I wanted to make sure that we had a stable position to be able to continue investing in these long-term ambitious projects that we have around, continuing to push AI forward and continuing to push forward all the metaverse work.
I'm sorry, y'all. He's boring as fuck. Like, he got me damn near slumping my chair like I just want to knock out. But y'all heard what he said. Essentially, he's trying to clean house and limit the amount of people he has to hire. You heard what he said. He basically said he's trying to limit the outside sources, which means he doesn't want to have to employ all these fucking people anymore. And again, everybody keeps saying, get into coding, get into tech. You can, but unless you're ready to kiss up, network, and go out of your way to try to meet all these people and be in everybody's faces, it's going to be real difficult for you to get a job in tech and to break into tech. Part of getting into tech is also networking. Basically, ain't nobody letting you in unless they know who you are. So this is getting scary. It's getting deep. And again, he's pushing AI. So again, it's going to keep happening. So all these people who got on TikTok saying, guys, Spotify gave us free Chick-fil-A, and oh my God, I work in Microsoft and they give us, free Ubers. And it's just like, where are all these people on TikTok now? They're gone. They're unemployed. I know a good amount of people that are struggling in tech, or a good amount of people struggling to hold on to their careers in tech. You got to work in a toxic environment, work in an environment of people who, in some cases, don't look like you if you're a person of color, if you're a woman. And you got to find some way to build yourself up in this industry that's eventually going to throw you away or force you to train somebody that lives in Sri Lanka or fucking India and shit. So essentially, you're basically working for a tech company that's making you create your replacement or train your replacement. This man has made over $10 billion within a year, and he's still trying his best to limit how many people he can hire by getting big tech to do all these things that thousands of people could do. And this is the unfortunate direction a lot of us are going, when we accept the robot vacuums and when we accept the Siris and when we accept the ChatGPTs. This is the direction, and you really just never know. And then on top of that, consider the fact that we also now have AI influencers. No one is realistically safe. So yeah, let me put y'all on. There's influencers that don't even exist.
This pink-haired influencer earns $11,000 a month, but doesn't exist. Let me explain. So her name is Aitana Lopez, she's 25 years old, she's from Barcelona, and she's a model with pink hair. Every day she posts content on her Instagram account, Fit Aitana, and she's already more than 100,000 followers. What's crazy, she earns up to $11,000 a month by producing advertising content with her perfect body and face. Only that, she has been completely generated by artificial intelligence. Actually, a Spanish modeling agency explained it created the first Spanish AI influencer to use her as a model for the brands that approached them. What's even more crazy is that every week the agency team has a meeting to decide what she will do every day, which places she will visit, and which photos she will post. But everything is finally done with artificial intelligence and design experts using Photoshop. The communication agency explained that they wanted someone who represented perfectly their brand values and also to give the possibility to small companies that cannot afford big advertising campaigns to have their influencers.
Influencers that are literally ran by computer software that's ran by like 10, 20 different people who are able to negotiate thousands of dollars in brand deals. And that sounds fucking insane to me, but it's the truth. I mean, why would anybody want to work? Why would any major company want to work with a difficult, arrogant influencer when they could work with a whole bunch of nerds who control a fake image, make that image say or do whatever they want it to do, and they can completely copy the format that a lot of influencers created, flex their big-ass house that they don't even own, drive these luxury cars that they don't even own, you know, flex their nice things, their nice clothes, try to find ways to get brand deals. And the reason why this is so easy is because, let's be honest, a lot of influencers are kind of phony. They promote these waist trainers that don't even work. They promote these disgusting things like putting stuff in your butt, putting stuff in your body that literally will destroy you over time to make yourself look beautiful and picture perfect for the magazines. Meanwhile, they all look like handsome Squidwards and Build-A-Bears and are built like laundry and shit when you see them in real life. All these influencers are eventually going to be competing with AI software for brand deals. Not to mention, they're also trying to replace Uber drivers and cab drivers and personal drivers as a whole.
A self-driving taxi service called Waymo is coming to Los Angeles.
The service already up and running in San Francisco. Rich DeMuro takes us for a ride in one of the cars in today's TechSmart.
The way you do this is kind of like any other rideshare. You open up the app, 555 Laguna Street, $9. It says I'll see you in 8 minutes. The ride is about $9. While we wait for this, I'll tell you about the car that's gonna pick me up. It's a Jaguar I-Pace all-electric car. For safety reasons, the cars stop in certain areas to pick you up, and so on your app, it'll tell you I should walk 90 feet ahead to where it's safe to pick me up. So there's the car. Oh, that's so cool. You use your phone to unlock the car, then you can open the trunk, put your stuff in the back, and let's go in. Oh, this is so wild. Here we are inside the self-driving car. It says, good afternoon, start ride, and I see my destination right there. And I even have a place to charge my phone. All right, to start the ride, here we go.
Heading to Ben & Jerry's. Please make sure your seatbelt is fastened. For any questions, press the call support button to speak with a rider support agent.
It's cruising the street just like a regular driver would. We're actually passing another Waymo. So they honk to each other, and I love that you see the map on the screen here. What's really interesting is that this car is very sure of itself. It's not like creeping along the streets. It's driving like a real human would, so you feel like it's confident about what it's doing.
And time is money. All these industries aren't going to go anywhere, just like the planet. It'll adapt with or without you. You can get with it or get lost. You can hit it or you can hit the road. The way the world works is everybody has a problem that needs to be solved, and most of us are impatient and we want things fast. We want things instantly. And AI is going to fix that issue. So you see stuff like that and it makes you realize that a lot of influencers aren't safe. Hell, I really don't want to speak this shit into existence, but someone could literally scan my fucking face, make me say some shit I didn't actually say, and then post it out and then put it out for the whole entire world to see. I don't want to give anybody any ideas, but that's the kind of shit that could probably happen. But guess what? Anybody can do anything with your face and your likeness if you're out there in the public. That's why a lot of y'all who don't really use social media put yourself out there, consider yourself lucky because there's no digital footprint of you out there that someone can use against you. It's funny because what people don't realize is we think all this shit is all fun and games and cute little pictures. And then on top of that, do any of y'all ever read the fine print whenever you decide to submit your photos on these little AI machines that can make you look like you're baking cookies or make it look like you're snatched to the gods? Do y'all ever look at the fine prints or actually read those terms and conditions? Now, y'all remember the Lensa app, right? Where if you all you had to do was just submit your photos on this app, and then immediately you could have these amazing, cartoon pictures of yourself. It looks like you're a cartoon character, or you could have like a more polished headshot of yourself, right? Remember that app? Yeah, I do too. So fun fact, if you use any of these AI generated apps to make yourself look fly and cartoony, in their terms and conditions, it literally states that they can use your face for royalty-free, for monetizing and licensing rights, which means if you're using their app, they have every right to license it and use your photo. So imagine if you submitted your photo on these AI-generated apps to make yourself look like you were in a yearbook photo or to make yourself look like, you're in a photo shoot. And they say, you know what? We like this photo. We're going to sell it to a company that does, X-rated content in Japan, and we're gonna let them put your face all over computer screens, all over maps, and guess what? You wouldn't see a dime out of that because you signed over your rights the minute you submitted your photos to this app, and there's nothing you can do because you already submitted your photos. So fun fact, that's what it says in the terms and conditions of a lot of these AI generated apps that help your photos look fly as hell. So yeah, let that sink in before you decide to use AI and not hire an actual photographer. It's really unfortunate because when you look at movies like iRobot and Men in Black, it's heavily emphasized why it's important to stay away from this kind of stuff because you then get to a point where you create robots that eventually will get to a point where these robots and these AI machines start to work against us. On top of your phone knowing your actual face, consider what China is doing right now.
Imagine a society where everything you do, everything you say, and everything you buy is controlled and evaluated by the authorities. It's not science fiction. In China, it's a reality. From now on, citizens' lives are rated and assessed. This is what the Chinese Communist Party calls social credit. The social credit rating system began testing 5 years ago in approximately 30 Chinese cities. It will be rolled out across the entire country by 2020. Good citizens will benefit from discounts on their bills and will be able to get bank loans more easily. Bad citizens will be banned from buying train or plane tickets. For the Communist Party, this system is a way to punish and exclude those they judge to be disturbing the harmony of Chinese society.
By using the mechanism of social credit, we'll be able to establish a blacklist of people and create a system of punishment that will be based on a scientific theory. These punishments will serve as a whip to rebuild moral values. Our society needs it.
I see this coming to the US very soon, maybe in the next 5 to 10 years. And to be honest with you, to make this sting even better, in China, if you snitch on people, you get more points, you get more discounts, and much more. And if you flip off a Uber driver, or you're not nice to a TSA worker, or you're not nice to the postman because he misdelivered your package and you gave him the finger, they're going to put your face all over the news. And all over billboards, like, oh my God, watch out for this person, and they're a not so nice person in society. We can't throw them in jail, but we can shun them for not being nice and not being pitch polished perfect. Crazy, right? And guess what? Those cameras that are everywhere, China is literally ahead of the curve. They can literally scan all your information, your address, where you live, where you're from, what your fucking zodiac sign is, the last thing you ate, probably even your blood type from scanning your face. And honestly, I don't blame anybody who does accept it because if things make your life easier, you're going to be inclined to take it in. And it's sad because we all traded our privacy for conveniency, and it is what it is. And a lot of us are going to look back at this in the next 10 to 15 years and be like, damn, why did I do that? But that was that for this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, give your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, that's that. Choice out this bitch. We're all gonna die. You will always be. I say fire to the rain. Watch it burn. I right away. In this turn. And I say fire to the rain, watch it burn. I set fire to the rain. That's all y'all get for free, and I don't even know the lyrics. Y'all have a good one.